Hey guys, very fun episode for you today. We are joined by Bears backup quarterback Tyson Bagent, but before we get to him, we got to talk about our friends at Miller Lite. Let me tell you right now, Tyson Bagent is a guy I would love to have in Miller Lite.
Oh man, I bet you he puts them back and he's fun, and I would love to do that too.
He'd just be a great hang,
I agree.
Honestly, Miller Lite is always surrounded by good company. That's one of the best things about it. You have a Miller, have some good conversation, right, Dave?
That's the truth, and you put it perfectly right there. Like, if you are in the presence of Miller Lite, chances are you're having yourself a good time.
Yeah, you're at the
no matter who you're with.
You're at the grill, surrounded by friends.
Ball game.
It's the original light beer since 1975 and still iconic 50 years later. Miller Lite, the official beer of the Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Go get your Miller Lite, Chicago. And be safe, be responsible, and have a great weekend. Okay, welcome to The Stretch. Today we are joined by Bears quarterback Tyson Bagent. If you're watching on YouTube and you're wondering what is that helmet on the desk, Tyson brought his high school helmet in. So
Yeah.
that's why it's there.
Nah, man.
Wanted to talk the
these
glory
dudes are
days.
playing with me already today. I'm not sold I ran into that helmet accidentally.
Dude, so crazy story. For
Why do
people
we
listening.
have that helmet?
So that's what I was giving him the tour.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we walked past Mostly Sports, and there is a Martinsburg football helmet there. He's like, why do you have that?
Not just there, in the middle of the room. Right in the middle of the room, front center.
Yeah, so he's convinced.
Why wouldn't we have it?
Hey, that was the thing. That was the second thought I had.
Yeah.
So he's convinced it's a plant. I swear to God, we did not plan that at all.
Even better.
Yeah, so
We got a couple
I
West
didn't even know
Virginia
that
guys in the
exists.
office.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they were saying wheeling guys. Wheeling
Yeah.
guys.
Yes.
He doesn't like that.
It's a good spot. No, wheeling's a good spot.
Well,
Wheeling nailers.
yeah, so very, very funny. What do you know about Hedgesville?
Hedgesville. My girlfriend's from Hedgesville.
Okay.
Really?
Yep, Hedgesville High School. Played softball, and that was our basketball rival. So
Okay.
I know a little bit about Kelly Church and the Hedgesville Eagles.
Would you like to apologize for beating them 69-0 in the state playoffs that one year?
Hey, there's some scores that are even been worse than that. So,
Really?
yeah, it's not a football school. Not a football school.
I asked the West Virginia guys, I was like, what do you guys got on Martinsburg? And they're like, they beat Hedgesville. So is that your junior or senior year?
I think that was my junior year in the playoffs, and then my senior year. My senior year, they actually had a quarterback that wasn't too bad, so these dudes were throwing the ball 50 times a game.
Oh.
So the clock is stopping after every play because of incompletions, right?
Yeah.
So we beat them 84-6 because the clock. We just kept having time.
You're like, thank you very much. Yeah, keep throwing it.
Do you guys not have running clock in West Virginia?
We do after I think
After 80?
42.
Really? I was going to say 80.
42.
It's
Do
gotta
we
be
have
something.
running clock?
We do after
For
40.
high school football, we did?
We always
High school,
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah, after 40.
Yeah, high school, you have to.
You legit have to, because that game would have been how long?
It would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have been 100.
It's like a 3-hour game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably. But no, it's great to have you in, man. Want to talk about everything, not just Bears football. We're talking West Virginia right now. So
Absolutely, I love it.
yeah, it's awesome. Shepherd College.
Shepherd University.
Shepherd University.
There we
How
go.
dare you?
We're official.
Do some
We're
research.
official, man.
I'm sorry. Hey, my apologies to all the Shepherd
You.
U fans.
Yeah.
Apologies.
The Shepherd U.
The Shepherd U. My apologies.
Shepherd University.
They're going to come after me. Come
Yeah.
after me. I deserve it.
So they saw 84 and 69. They're like, we got to have this guy.
How'd you end up there?
Shepherd University is only about 15 minutes from Martinsburg High School.
Oh, no shit.
So the whole recruiting process in high school didn't really go according to plan. I thought I was going to go to West Virginia University, some big time school, but I ended up only getting offered by Robert Morris in Pittsburgh and the University of Albany in upstate New York. Terrible teams. You know, D1 FCS, which is like the dream, but atrocious on the football field.
Yeah.
And way too far away from home. I was way too scared to leave home at that time of my life. And Shepherd University, 2015, had just gone to the national championship.
Okay.
The quarterback that was there the year before I got there, it was his fifth year, and he had gotten a chance with the Redskins at the time. And so I was like, oh, well, I think I'm better than that dude already. So if I go to Shepherd, I at least know I have a shot at the NFL, and I get to stay home, and these dudes are tossing the ball around 35 plus times a game. So end up being a perfect storm. And yeah, ended up going there. Coach McCook had been going to church with him basically my whole life, and he had just gotten the head coaching job. So it ended up being a good thing that just even got better with time.
Could you always sling it?
Yeah, my dad made me. He kind of forced me into the quarterback role when I was 6. Even when there was dudes that were better than me on the team, he was the head coach, so he just made me the starter. Then,
so there's benefits to nepotism.
Thankfully, my mom is 6 foot, so I was able to grow into that role and actually started to like playing quarterback.
Were you a late bloomer, like physically? Is that what?
I was always kind of right in the middle. Like I was always kind of right in the middle, but I was still I was always like one of the better players. I was never the best player, but I was able to like hold my own even when dudes were like hitting puberty.
Right.
And had hair under their arms and everything. But then then when I did bloom, that's when I think everything kind of took off, because I would say even in high school I wasn't the best player on my team, but then it was like in college I was like, oh, now I'm the best player on my college team. So I was able to kind of bloom in that sense.
But were you player of the year, right? Did I say that right?
I won the Gatorade player of the year in high school, and then the D2 Heisman in college.
So was it, when recruiting didn't go as planned, as you said, was it did this bring a chip on your shoulder? Was it tough for you?
I as soon as I made the decision to go to Shepherd, after that decision, now you're talking to your coaches, you're around your players, you're working out. So that whole kind of that whole thing in your mind of D1 or bust kind of goes out the window, just because now you're in real life. And now it was even more of a pressure for me, because I'm like, man, everybody here knows exactly who I am. If I was supposed to go D1. If I go D2 and I can't even win the job, now dudes are gonna be looking at me funny, and I didn't want none of that. So that went out the window as soon as we got cracking. But I was like, man, I was just always weirded out by the fact that I didn't get recruited. I was like, man, what?
Well, they clearly made a mistake.
I was like, what in the world am I missing? I'm watching dudes tape. I'm trying to I'm really just thinking to myself, like, man, talking to my dad, like, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. But it ended up working out, and I had a shit ton of fun in college. I mean, it was so. I mean, you want to talk about a difference once I've gotten to the league of just the rep discrepancy, like. We don't get no reps, man. If you ain't the man, you get no reps. Yeah. You get absolutely no reps. And it was times at Shepherd where after my freshman year, all the quarterbacks transferred. So I was the only quarterback there in the spring. I'm getting 60 reps a day.
Yeah.
Really?
Every day I get, I'll get 60 reps in a month now. So that's all been the biggest difference.
When did you start believing that you could play in the NFL? Like in a real way? Was that before college? Or?
Nah, I would say, like I said, I had been growing up going to Shepherd games, and there was about 8 or 9 guys that got a shot in the NFL that I was able to, put eyes on and see what they looked like, how they moved. And so once I started making those plays at Shepherd, I kind of had an idea that would be maybe an opportunity. I didn't know what the opportunity would look like, but I knew that potentially there would be an opportunity or some conversations.
But then you had your opportunity, though, right? Didn't you go on a visit to West Virginia and Maryland?
After my junior year, won the D2 Heisman, and started getting some shady illegal phone calls. Right,
I was just about to
I'm getting called up, and I'm like, man, I'm not even in the portal. These coaches are nuts. I wonder what would happen if I got in the portal.
Yeah.
And so hurried up, jumped in the portal, and then realized I hadn't graduated yet. I realized what that meant if you were transferring and didn't have your degree yet.
Yeah.
So they were going to set me back a year and a half in school. And I wanted my granddad to see me graduate before he passed away. And I was already, like I said, I was killing it at Shepherd. I mean, and I had all my homies coming back, all the best player, all our skill guys. Our line was set up to be pretty good, and we had just went to the national semifinals. So after I figured out that I had to go back to like biology class, I was out. I was out. Yeah, I was out.
And NIL wasn't really a thing.
Right. Yeah, but it wasn't even going to be West Virginia. That's the funny part. I took that visit to West Virginia. I'm in there. Everything is great. I'm loving it. And then I walk into the offensive coordinators meeting, and I've known I was going to meet with this dude for about 4 days up until this point. And I walk into the offensive coordinator's room. It was Graham Harrell, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Graham Harrell, fucking stud, right?
Yep.
Super
Slings
hyped.
it. Yeah.
Can't wait for this meeting, right? And I can only imagine the kind of guys, the quarterbacks that he's meeting with, like these freshmen that, they don't really know what's going on, right? I'm like, at this point, I just won the D2 Heisman. I threw freaking 100 touchdowns in a season. I'm so ready to talk to this dude about football. And, you know, no discredit to him. It couldn't have been on him. But I walked in and he looked at us. He's like, oh, we're meeting right now?
Come on.
Kill. I was disgusted the rest of the day. But
And
as
that's
soon
your
as
school. You just told me you would cry when they lost. when you were
I'm
growing
talking,
up.
sob badly. Look, West Virginia, when they were in the Big East,
Oh yeah,
they're battling with
Steve
you. They're
Slayton.
battling with
Yeah.
UConn, and
Yeah.
that shit would stress me out, and I would cry when they lose 100%. So I was disgusted the rest of the day, but I ended up just being like, yeah, man, whatever, just great. Give me a marker. We'll just get on the board. You just ask me whatever you want, and then we'll get out of here. We don't even have to do the small talk stuff. But Maryland, man, I had a great visit to the University of Maryland. Coach Loxley.
Yep.
You know, I was just a little skeptical. You know, there's a lot of Talia Tagovailoa shit hanging off. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, I know I'm better than this dude. And if I come here, man, and you're going to make me sit a year, I'm going to be absolutely disgusted. And the whole graduation thing. So it was nothing for me to decide to go back to Shepherd.
Damn, man. That's good. That's a decision that is not going to be very common anymore because these schools are just going to keep getting
Cut you
plucked
a
and
check.
plucked and
Yeah.
plucked. Yes.
Yeah, man, the NCAA is whack, man. The NCAA is corrupt, disgusting. They got Shepherd University. How about, so, man, this is crazy. Shepherd University had a compliance issue, and upon the compliance lady just stopped coming into work one day. Just stopped, right? Like, and you know how much the compliance person has to deal with athletes making sure they're in the right classes.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff, man. So whatever, something or another happened, and I got all the statistic. Coach McCook got 2021 and 2022 all the wins taken. Right, because people were ineligible, not because they're not going to class, but because this lady don't even got them in the right class.
Oh no!
Right, crazy stuff like that. And then they took all the stats from my senior year.
Oh,
Still got to be on Wikipedia or something, right? Yeah.
And you didn't not throw for that 5,000 yards.
And then the NCAA was just like so uncooperative through that whole process, just because it was like D2 Shepherd.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like if it was Alabama or something, it would have been like, hey, you know, don't do that again, whatever. But now, it was just so the NCAA, man, super whack.
What as you said, you started getting some sketchy phone calls. You don't got to say who, but what's that? Are you getting unknown numbers? Are you at the Martinsburg diner and someone's like, hey, you got to talk?
I'm at home. I'm at home sitting in the living room, winter break, and you know, just get a phone call. I'm like, oh wow, okay. Answer it, and then it just so happens to be a coach, and he's like, hey man, you know, just really, you know, checking in, seeing where your mind's at. Right? I'm like, I didn't know this was a thing, but
How many
I
of those did you get?
It was probably 3. It was around 3 before I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is getting funny, so we should look into this, or at least my dad really brought it up of like, hey man, we should see what's up.
Did you feel like a little bit of a bad boy for getting those illegal things?
Nah, I did. The thought I had was just, wow, the balls on some of these coaches, man. Like,
Seriously,
you know what I mean? Like, wow, that would be easy. It would be so easy for just a player or something to just, you know, air you out or tell their parents, and then their parents are upset or whatever it is.
It's a burner phone or something like
that.
Yeah,
exactly. But you know, this also was the time where NIL started just popping, so who knew what was allowed and what?
It's still kind of a wild west.
It is.
Yeah. I remember that first year of NIL, I got a couple small deals, and it still felt like, man, are we sure this is allowed? This is crazy.
Is this a trap?
Driving this car? This is nuts.
Getting like even like $1,000 in college, you feel rich as fuck.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I get my financial aid return every semester.
Oh, yeah.
I was balling. I was balling. Now it's crazy. Now it's super crazy.
Texas has like a $40 million roster now. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
It is, and it's going to just keep going up until they put governors on it too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's pause here from talking to Tyson to talk about Reef. You guys know the sandal brand Reef. They just dropped the new Fanning shoe. Yep, they turned their iconic Mick Fanning sandal into a sneaker. It's got 90 style written all over it, and yes, the bottle opener made the cut. White Sox Dave, you're wearing them now?
I am wearing them right now. There is that bottle opener right in the bottom.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's got the 90s print on the inside. This is my favorite everyday shoe.
You wear them all the
Yes.
time.
I wear them every day. They're
Yeah.
my favorite. I love walking in them, like walking around town with them, because they are nice and thick.
I love
nice
the
and airy.
idea of White Sox Dave grilling on his back deck in his garden of plants and just sitting there, popping the cooler and using his shoe to open a nice Miller Lite.
It's a good
visual.
a good visual. It
Makes me jealous.
So check out the Fanning shoe at reef.com/stretch and use promo code stretch15 to get 15% off your first order over $49 or get free shipping on any order over $65. That's reef.com/stretch and use promo code stretch15 for 15% off your first order over $49.
Yeah, man, something's got to happen, right?
I would
You would
imagine.
think.
Something.
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually, like, this isn't my idea, that there's two big leagues. They start licensing the universities' names, and it's just a pro league, and there's a fucking high school draft. I wouldn't be surprised if
I
that's.
don't know if you can draft.
Why can't you? You
High
do it in
school
baseball. You do it in other
Yeah, but
sports.
those are so you're just gonna make it a pro league.
It already is basically.
Gotta have.
They're starting to
kids
pay.
gotta have a choice.
They have the two big conferences have $20 million that they can pay after this house.
I know.
settlement.
I know. I don't know.
When you brought up your dad twice, and obviously we got to get to him,
Yeah.
because he's such a legend.
Oh,
when
he would kill this. He would kill this right here.
Yeah, for sure. I
an
know.
open
I know
invite.
for sure. When is the first time you remember, like, when you found out, wow, my dad's pretty intense?
Oh, I never thought that he wasn't. I can't imagine a time when he wasn't.
Looking up out of the crib.
Yeah, especially I told you I was terrible at quarterback when I was around 6, and just the we'd be doing like 7-on-7 just during practice, our little 7-on-7 segment, and every once in a while you throw a ball and it's just a hell of a duck, right? Just you don't even know what just happened, and just like the look, the stare, maybe sting you on the side of my helmet, like, hey man, wake up, man, what's going on right now, man?
Big bear claws of hands.
Out here acting like, yeah, man, what's wrong with you? Like, stuff like that. So
I love that, like, pop, what?
Yeah.
yeah, but I was a mama's boy when I was little, so I'm sure he was just, I'm sure that could be worrying. I think if you think your son's gonna be soft,
Yeah.
I think your son's
because all my
just a
buddies,
gigantic pussy.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and looking back, I'm like, he was right. He was right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad he
yeah.
did all that, like put me in wrestling when all my buddies played basketball. So I'm like leaving basketball practice early to go hang out with these freaking crazy, like every wrestler as a kid. If you're a kid wrestler, it's because you got a crazy dad.
Yep.
All these dudes are
yeah.
bald, like got their shirt tucked in, like just yelling at you, smacking the ground. So
That's our guy Kyle, the West Virginia guy.
Yeah.
He's a D1 wrestler.
oh
Yeah.
what a stud! What a stud!
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestlers are different.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are different.
What was that conversation like when you came home one day and you're like, hey, Dad, I think I want to play basketball instead of wrestle?
No, it wasn't that. I was a purebred hooper.
Yeah.
And then he was like, hey man, you're soft. You're also gonna wrestle. So it'd be like
You gotta learn to leverage.
Yeah, three quarters of the way through basketball practice, and he just pops in like, yo,
Hey, hit the mats.
yo, let's roll.
Son, you just took your last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do a different kind of shooting.
You're looking fat as fuck. Get in the sauna. You gotta make weight.
Yeah, there was an element to that too, especially in youth league. Just being a bigger kid, towing that line, of having that X on the back of your helmet. You never wanted that, so it was like every other year that was also a thing of, hey man, watch what you eat, and we got it so you could throw this ball around.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. When you were an undrafted free agent, how'd you land with the Bears? What was that whole process like?
The Bears actually they were the team that showed me the most love out of anybody through the whole pre-draft process. So I kind of had an idea. I mean, I thought they were going to draft me. But ended up having the whole deal done before the draft was even over. And I think it was between here and the Rams, but they had just taken Stetson Bennett, so I was like not interested in that.
Yeah.
And like I said, Chicago has shown me the most love, so it was a pretty easy decision.
Yeah, I mean, you came on the scene quick too, because everyone's like, all right, I'll draft a guy like Shirley. We're gonna keep, because who was Simeon was still there, right, at the point?
It was Justin, PJ, Nate, and then me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
Simeon, it was his first year not there.
yeah, okay, all right. So we were just coming out of Simeon, but it was like, man, this kid in training camp, he like keeps impressing. What do you remember specifically like a practice or anything that you like turned heads or something like that? Or a moment?
Yeah, I
Where
mean,
you
it was
felt
such
like
like
you
a
were here?
long process, especially when you come in and people could really give a shit what you got going on. Just really, I think it's probably like my first 2-minute drill, and I think we was like into half, drove them down pretty easily, and we kicked a field goal. And I think, it had to be just probably a culmination of that, and then just probably people seeing me just always try to be ready, just whenever they would put me in. Probably something like that.
And Poles, like meeting with him, like he was just always like, you're one of my guys, or how did that go?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is different. Like a player to GM relationship is a little bit more like extended. Like I talk to Poles, but as far as like we're not like
boys.
Yeah.
Your boss.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but he is always. I've never had a bad conversation with him. He's always been, telling me good things, and that he appreciates me, and I've been, I definitely try to do the same. But yeah, I love Poles.
And I think that leads into October 15, 2023. What, I think Justin hurt his hand or he hurt his finger.
Dislocated his thumb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And it's like, Bagent, get in there.
Get in
My
there.
goodness.
What was that like?
Well, he had gotten tackled and he got up slow, but then he was jogging off the sideline. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's cool. And then we get to the where the QBs kind of congregate in between drives, and I looked at his thumb, and that shit was dislocated. That shit was about as dislocated as you can possibly dislocate a finger. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So start taking snaps, start warming up. Had quarterback coach Janoko in my ear at the time, telling me what we were gonna, maybe take out or add or plays we liked, and I was like, man, listen, call that shit, coach.
I remember
call that shit.
I
Let's
remember
go.
that in the post game. You're like, yeah, don't cut anything back just because I'm a rookie. I'm first time in the NFL. Like I remember that press conference, and I was like, yeah, that's the way I want to fucking hear out of a quarterback.
Yeah. I was it was a good time. But yeah, very surreal, man. You go out there. I remember my first preseason reps and kind of just looking out there like, man, this is it looks the same. Like it's very similar looking to like, when you take the field, and I'll take it at Shepherd, but it was like, damn, I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans, man. This is crazy. And then just the boost of the morale boost that comes from making a play in a setting like that is pretty unreal. So and then obviously getting into a regular season game, I mean, everybody back at home is just beside themselves at that point. I mean, this is all just stories that we've heard like in our life, and now I'm sitting there like going against Brian Flores and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
crazy.
that team
That was
blitzes
nasty.
too.
Oh yeah,
Nasty.
They fucking bring the
that's
pressure.
the nastiest game plan week always. That game twice a year. So it was exciting, especially to even have a little bit of success in that game was something that I feel like just kind of boosted me into the coming weeks.
Yeah, and you played
especially-
well, and it was. I kind of feel like it was an advantage seeing his, like, you knew he was not coming back. If someone gingerly walks off, it's like, oh, am I going to go? It's like, no, you're
player,
fucking,
you're
you gotta
in
go.
this. You're in this. You're in this.
And then it culminates. Then you come next week against the Raiders. You play awesome again.
Yeah.
We win, and we didn't have very many wins that year.
Broke the that was like the one that broke the there was like a long home streak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then that carried into even last year. We kept that home streak going.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, it started a quarterback controversy.
A little bit.
He was running the shit out of the ball that day. That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
No, that was, what was that like, your first quarterback controversy, we'll say?
Yeah.
Was it,
Oh, I didn't know anything about that. I had glanced at some social media stuff that was happening during training camp when I was doing good, and I just saw the praises of me and the shitting on of the other guys, and I was like, oh man, it's only a matter of time, man. You know what I mean? Hey, nobody
You're next.
Nobody gets out of here unscathed, man. So
it's
I can't stomach that kind of stuff. I like to say stuff back, so I had to I got off there. So I didn't see any of that quarterback controversy stuff. Especially they would never make that apparent in the QB room or anything like that. So it was just business as usual.
Did you soak that in, though? I mean, Shepherd University to the NFL, you come in and you win your first start.
Yeah, what was like a home game for you? Or
Is that it?
Doesn't matter, like any game. How many people do you? I played D3 baseball, so I saw D3. It was a couple, like 500 people at our games.
I mean, now the Shepherd games, there's no better college game day atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Then at the Shepherd, look, Shepherd seats 5,000 people, but there's 6,000 at every game.
Oh wow.
All right, so like you got people on top of the bridge like watching the game, like it's shit like that. So that it was amazing, but yeah, as far as like taking it in, I mean, I got to play, at home, nice weather at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Belt to ass against the Raiders. I mean, unbelievable feeling coming off the field that day. And then you just spin it right around, and I'm playing Sunday night football at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And then, playing then we got to play in New Orleans.
Yep.
Another unbelievable atmosphere. And I'm out there playing like Vanilla Vic for the first 3 quarters until I messed it up.
That's right.
But even that game was so fun, just, having success, throwing touchdowns in that game, and then being able to play on Thursday night under the lights at Soldier Field and come out on top in that game. The whole thing was just unreal.
That was a huge game. We needed to win that game to secure the number 1 pick. So if you don't go out there and you guys don't take care of business, who knows if Caleb's on the team?
Exactly.
So.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, no, I bet, man. And is it something where you see that stint? And obviously, like you're a competitor. Like I could just get that from talking to you now. Do you have that itch to kind of go out there to be like, man, I'm even better than that 4-game stretch or whatever it was?
Yeah, I mean, now I'm at the point where I look back and can't even believe that I had success in those games with just everything I know now. And I think that maybe I think that's just a culmination of just years in and different staffs, and you got different coaches giving you, because every coach is giving me good advice and stuff that I think about to this day. So
you didn't have to watch film by yourself?
Nah, thank God. But yeah, because I definitely want to play. Yeah. I want to play because I don't, if I'm not good enough, or if I am good enough to be a guy, I'm dying to figure it out.
Find out. Yeah.
I don't want to just be hanging on, just hoping I'm in a good position. Like I'm down to get thrown into the fire. And I try to train like that every day, just kind of imagining that the storm is coming. So trying to be ready for it. And really, that's the only option.
How do you balance that in like the QB room? Because it's like you said, you don't get the reps. You're clear number 2 guy now. Is it like, do you ever go to work and be like, fuck, like I just want to play. I just want to sling it.
Nah. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I want to play. There's an element of that, especially during practice when you're, you done warmed up, did all this stuff, and then I get my reps at practice, but it is like it's a this is the best job in the whole world. Being a professional athlete is a unbelievable experience, and you get to do so many things, and you have such an influence, and they pay you so well, and it's just all these things are just unbelievable. So it's really never like, oh fuck, I gotta go into work. It's
it's a privilege.
It's no, and it's known, like, whoever the guy is, we're all hands on deck, making sure that he's ready to roll. Because the better that he is, the better that we're gonna be, and the better that the attitude in the facility is gonna be. Nobody's gonna be pissed off as much. All those things play into the part.
How different is it with the new regime now, Ben Johnson?
Oh man, they are. It's been great. It's been great. This is the first staff that I could see if I were to become a coach. This is how I would do it.
Okay.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? Like, because I'm kind of a throwback guy in the sense of like, I'm not into the prima donna. Oh, I'm too good to be doing this or that. Like I'm into, let's get after it. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's be detailed as shit. And let's be as efficient as we possibly can. No, nothing's gonna be perfect, but if we're going hard and everybody's trying their absolute hardest, then only great things can come of that. And you can already see it. I mean, it starts from how we break the huddle every day. Yeah. I mean, the defense, I'm in a sauna, defense talking to me every day, like, man, all this shit y'all got going on is like, man, we gotta communicate and this, and y'all are moving too fast, and then it's like y'all do this, and it's a different formation, and but that's just the attitude, and it starts at the helm. So I think that Ben's done a great job, and he's brought a lot of special dudes with him to create kind of this staff that we have now. So it's certainly been it's certainly had a positive impact on everybody.
You can already feel it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that Kyler Gordon sat in the same seat that you're in a month ago, and I got to ask you the same question. Was it as weird for you in that locker room last year as it was for us watching on TV?
He had the same reaction you did.
We're just gonna make a laugh track.
There was some. It was It was interesting. It was interesting, and I don't know if you can. It's not like it was interesting because this guy, this dude. It was like this weird mixture, and I think a lot of it was letting the outside noise really infiltrate how people felt about each other.
Yeah.
Which is never something that you want to allow to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting. You know, cats getting fired. You know, you got different guys in different roles week to week. But yeah, and you got to really think like that every year. That's a third of the league that's going through crazy stuff like that.
For sure.
Like, you know, it's not.
Unique,
we've been on the bad end of the stick for a while here in Chicago, but it's not something that's like foreign to other teams in the league. Like 1/3 of the team kills it. 1/3 of the team is right there in that middle ground, and 1/3 of the team just gets hit with some either, you know, a bad mixture of things or bad luck or I mean, you say what you want, man. We're one play away from being 5-2 and rolling, and who knows?
Who knows?
You know, who in the world knows what happens if that Hail Mary doesn't happen or
Yeah,
You're right.
you know, whatever.
Probably
case,
don't have Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to be 5-2. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just so there's a luck element to it. There's, you know. There's a lot.
It's like
there's a lot
cosmic
that goes
almost.
into it.
But you're right, and that's why it was so confusing for us to watch because we went from you guys were the 18th offense under Getsy, and then obviously new quarterback change the next year, and then you drop down to 28 when you pick up the number 1 pick, Keenan Allen. You know, it just nothing made sense.
Right.
You know, and it was just like from a schematic standpoint. Do you guys feel like you were a little behind or what?
Yeah, I mean, there may be an element to that, but even that, it's like not like, oh man, we sucked because this person screwed it all up or didn't allow it to happen. I just think it was a weird combination of egos and people in the room, and it was interesting to be a part of. It was definitely not always tremendous vibes, and you know, you lose a handful of games in a row, and it just makes it maybe a little bit tougher to come in. But you know, at the end of the day, my mindset is, even though we lose 10 straight last year,
something like that.
We did, yeah.
I was happy as shit walking into work every day. So, but it was interesting to stand there and be a part of. For sure.
So vibes now? What's the biggest difference?
I think just people. It's known. There's not any like gray area of like. At least the previous 2 years, you could tell there's somebody like some people like the staff and support what's going on, and some people are like not a fan. You know what I mean? And there's none of that. Everybody knows that we're getting coached well.
Yes.
So now it's like it turns to, you know, internally, you know, hey, I think everybody is like I need to handle my end of this bargain and show up every day.
Like all you guys are on the clock a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah,
individually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
right.
they will get in your face, you know, and they will get on you, be very open about it, which is the only way. This is the only way to be.
Yeah.
I think.
Has it been overwhelming at all?
I guess it would depend on who you're asking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To each I've been having just a whole lot of fun.
Okay. All right.
And like I said, this is the only way that I could see. This is the only way I believe how it should be done.
Okay.
Is in that manner, because we all know how hard it is to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that is what you're trying to do. That's what we're all trying to do. You know, that's what y'all want. You know, that's what we all want.
Yeah.
We all want that bad. And there's still so many organizations that have never even won a Super Bowl. So it's the hardest thing in the world to do. So I believe that is the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Just to be intense like that.
Hey guys, let's pause again to talk about Vuori. Vuori is incredibly versatile. It's comfortable and it's perfect for whatever your day brings. It's designed to look great beyond the gym. So whether you're running errands, heading to the office, or meeting up with friends, it's the best choice. So the Sunday Performance Joggers is everyone's favorite jogger from Vuori, a fresh take on athleisure and a staple in your wardrobe. It's ideal for fitness, running, and training, but also stylish and comfortable enough to wear all day. It's soft, it's lightweight, it's got full-way performance stretch. It moves with you with no restriction. Chief,
I went there the other day. I used a promo code.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. Vuori, like they say, it speaks for itself. Like you could tell when someone's rocking some Vuori. you're just on another level. So
I went there the morning that we did. It's not out yet, but our hockey challenge video.
Oh.
'Cause I'm like, I want some comfortable
Look good, play good, right?
Yeah, 4-way stretch joggers, and I went to the only place for that is Viore.
right there on Southport, right?
Mhm.
Well, luckily, if you don't got a store near you, you can get it online. Let me tell you about it. Viore, like I said, it's an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they're offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile, clothing on the planet at viore.com/stretch. That's VUORI.com/stretch. Exclusions do apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to viore.com/stretch and discover the versatility of Viore clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. ChevyDriveChicago.com. It's a new season, but it's always truck season at your local Chevy dealer. ChevyDriveChicago.com has all the information you need to research your future Chevy truck and locate a dealer near you. Maybe you're looking for something a little smaller for summer street parking. The Chevy lineup of the SUVs has it all. It's got the great styles at great prices. You'll look good and feel good about what you're driving. If an EV is what you need, your local Chevy dealer is ready to take you for a test drive and show you all of the latest technology in these top-tier electric SUVs. I was in PFT's car the other day.
Ooh,
Great stuff. It's got the
He's got the Blazer EV.
he's got
correct?
the
Yep.
Blazer
Yeah.
EV. It's like a nice,
it's like a deep red.
like a
a
ruby
deep
red.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a.
It's not quite maroon.
but not
It's like ruby. That's what I would call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that, Dave.
The ruby red.
Yeah.
ruby red. Good call, Dave. It's nice, and I'm a big EV fan, so I swear by it. So head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to learn more and find your dealer today. It's that simple. Make sure you're driving Chevy.
Has he ever drawn anything up, Ben Johnson? Where you're like, oh, that's smart.
Uh,
You're like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Haven't thought of that.
Yeah, we're obviously in an unbelievable offense right now.
Yeah.
with what he's bringing, and the good thing about it is we can watch the teach tape, and it's all just from the last year or two, them running these exact plays. They all have answers. But the most impressive thing with him is just how he's able to talk very fluently with whatever position group.
Really? So
Offense
across the
and
board?
defense,
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah, so that's been sweet because
Yeah.
Flus, he's a great coach and a great defensive mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that with Ben, it's more of like he'll jump into a defensive conversation maybe a little bit quicker than Flus would jump into an offensive
Right.
Got
conversation.
it.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb takes a lot of shit from the media, I would say. What has been your experience? And because everything I've heard from the players is you guys all really enjoy him.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he's just one of the guys.
Yeah, he's an all-world talent and playing the hardest position in all sports.
Yeah.
So like I just said previously, nobody gets out of this thing unscathed. You know what I mean? It's a plenty of shit talkers out there. But from all I've seen is him put his head down, continue to grind, continue to build relationships with the guys around him. I've never had a bad experience with Caleb. We always have a great time, and I think that you can obviously see, because that's what everybody talks about, is that jump from year one to year two.
Yeah.
Year one is such a blur. You're playing catch up the whole time, and then being able to kind of settle in, know what to expect in that year two. It's definitely already you can see that there's a jump that's been made from probably just a comfortability level.
Yeah.
Especially now this staff's got their hands on him. It's I think only good things can happen from that.
Yeah.
What's the competition like between you two in practice?
I think that just everybody does a good job just competing in general. Like
You guys shit talk each other a lot?
nah, it's not
Not in a
really
bad way,
Yeah,
obviously,
nah. I mean, there's some banter that goes on in the meetings, and we have our fun, and we mess around with each other for sure. But yeah, as far as practice goes, I'm not really the kind of guy that likes to fuck around at practice. I like to, be just unbelievably locked in, and then have fun after practice.
Right. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just we have a good time at practice. That's the best time of the day.
Are you glad there's no Hard Knocks cameras going to be at this training camp?
Yeah, Hard Knocks was actually, besides them asking you to come do things after hours, very non-invasive.
Okay.
There wasn't a dude in the room. There was a camera in the corner, and it would just capture whatever it wanted. And then outside of that, you would see them on the sideline. But other than that, I think they do a great job, and you could tell that they got a lot of experience doing that.
Obviously, Johnson, so it seems he runs a very detail-oriented offense. Is it unrealistic for us to like expect you to hit the ground running this year, or do you think it's going to be like instantaneous?
I think from the get-go there will be things that people can easily see that are different and better than previous years. I think that, as far as it comes to us catching our stride, I think that's more of like a mid-season thing of, all of a sudden it's like dudes are gelling and, you've got whoever those 5 big boys up front are going to be. And, you got your guys that you like to get the ball to. And especially that defense just, gelling together under a DA system as well. I think that's probably around the time that you really see good football, really, really good football, being played.
For sure.
Yeah. What about some of the new guys? Like, have you had like vocal leaders from like the new offensive line or the rookies fitting in? Like, what's been the vibe of like the new blood coming in?
Yeah, I think the rookies it's always an interesting gig to kind of, scope out the rookies just because you can kind of put yourself in their shoes and remember what was going through your head whenever you were in there. And, the draft happens so fast and then you're in that city so quickly and coaches are just hammering you every day. And, so it takes a little bit longer to feel out the rookies, but as far as some of those new guys go, Jarrett, is a stud.
Yeah.
I love him. He was definitely an amazing add to the squad, and I think Kevin Byers really stepping into his role, pretty comfortable with the squad and what's going on now. He's another amazing dude to watch, and really, I really love that the linebacker core, man. Just like TJ. Tremaine, just solid dudes. Noah Sewell's cut some weight. He's cut up, looking like just an unbelievable specimen out there. It's a lot of good stuff that I think we have going on with just new guys and then just old guys just coming back in general.
Do you feel like you have to be kind of a leader now? Like you're 3, you've kind of been through it. Your third camp coming up.
It's tough being a backup quarterback and being like a vocal leader on the team.
For sure.
But I do see myself just, very comfortable with everything that's going on, and I know the work that I put in. So I don't ever have to lean back. I can always kind of lean forward just because I know what's going on. So if there's anybody that's messing anything up or has any questions, I'm quick to, make sure we're all on the same page. So that's something that I've noticed because that always has been the case where I've been a starting quarterback my whole life. So naturally I've been thrusted into the leadership role. So I kind of know how to navigate that. But yeah, it's grown a little bit. Definitely since I've been
this
here.
camp,
Have you been picking Keenum's brain a ton?
Oh my gosh, yeah, what a stud!
That guy's been around forever, so I figured
it's
resource.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and every day he does a great job interjecting and adding any little information that he can think of, and he's expressed to us plenty of times that he loves answering questions and loves competing and has been in all of our shoes from the bottom to the top. So whoever's got a question for him, you can usually expect a pretty good answer.
And Johnson obviously is the head coach. He gets most of the questions when it comes to what's going on now. But who's been an assistant that's really been hands on? They're like impressed with like this guy's.
Yeah, Declan's a stud.
Yeah,
Declan.
What's it like working for someone who's only a couple years older than you?
Just how much of a professional that he is. I don't really think about that. But yeah, especially in that quarterback room, the minds and the people that we have in there is unbelievable. Yeah. You got the four Qs in there, right? Yep. Then you got Press Taylor, JT Barrett, Declan Doyle, Ben Johnson.
It's like NASA.
You just the first person you see, just ask them whatever question you have, and you will get an amazing answer. So, it's been awesome, and JT does a great job in that meeting room, and it's different, learning from somebody that has put in the time doing exactly what it is that you're doing. So, it's awesome in there.
You think we're going to see a big year from Rome?
Hey, Rome's a professional now.
Yeah.
Rome's a professional. Rome doesn't mess around. He's, late hours of the day, multiple hours after the day's over. Ooh. He's right there getting out of the tub. He's putting it in. He's checking all his boxes. He practices very hard, and he's got he's got a motor and he's competitive. So it's nothing but
love
good things.
hearing that.
Yeah,
love
hey,
hearing that.
Hey, Rome's a stud. Rome's a stud. They hit with that one. They hit
Ooh,
with that one.
all right, good.
Yeah,
It's great to hear.
I feel like there's so many weapons now. When you add Burden, Loveland, and you're like, we love Cole. Like Cole's a local guy. He's been our guy for a long time. So it's like, man, like you almost need 2 balls out there.
Yeah.
All these guys.
Yeah, well, the good thing about it is that's Ben's problem.
Yeah.
Hey,
That'll work itself out.
yeah, I don't care about that. You
Yeah.
just gotta call me to play, and
That's it.
Yeah.
where's number 1 at? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Where's the first guy at?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about offensive line wise? Like has Tooney stepped in from what you've seen? And
Oh yeah. All 3 of those dudes. I mean, Drew's about as hard as a worker as you can run into, which is what you need at that center spot, because they're the point guard of the O-line group. They're directing traffic. They're making calls. So he's been exceptional to watch and kind of learn from. Joe Tooney, never seen him not smiling. Never seen him mess anything up either. So he's certainly as the veteran that everybody thinks that he is. And then Jonah's awesome too.
How's Trapillo looking, Ozzy?
He's good, man. He's going against Dom Robb right now. And listen, Dom Robb just had a baby now. Dom Robb has got some big daddy strength going on right now. Something is going on. That dude looks like looks like a Siberian tiger out there. Like nobody wants to block that dude. But him and Ozzy been going at it on that left side of the O-line, and Ozzy's gonna be a good player. Ozzy's gonna be a good player.
He's a big
he's
boy.
huge. Yeah, he's gonna be a good player. You can already see him through just the 3-4 real weeks that we had at the end of it. You can definitely see the progress from day 1 to the 3rd, 4th week. So he's gonna be good. I mean, it's hard for him not to be so huge.
He's a big
I mean,
boy.
Once he figures it out and he gets his hands on you, even if he's in a bad position, you got so far to get around him.
for sure.
Yeah, he's huge. So I like him.
Tyson, dude, it's been great having you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy your water park trip.
Let's go.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's go.
yeah. When is
Let's
that?
go. Sunday night.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Sunday night. Let's go.
That's
These are big water park boys.
Yeah, listen. Whatever idea y'all have in your head, it is not that.
No.
You've heard of
one slide.
Wisconsin
There's one
Dells?
slide.
Okay,
There's one slide.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought
One
One
slide,
slide,
one
one
diving board. I
diving
saw
board.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't do tube slides either. Those kind of freak me out.
Yeah.
Claustrophobic.
I don't like. I have a baby girl on the way.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
so I
Congrats, by the
actually
way.
thank you. I saw some parents going down the slides with their kids, like at the park, and how dangerous that is. With their leg could get caught under your leg. And,
Oh.
I'm turned off by the whole slide gig right now.
Yeah, dude.
It's still awesome that you're just like, hey, I'm renting this whole place to myself, and no one else can come here unless I want you there.
Yeah, we sometimes-
that's the trap of your sister being born the day before you.
That's very funny. It's like, what keeps you up at night, Tyson? Is it like TJ Watt off the edge? Like, no, what's going down the slide?
I don't want to trap
That's
my
the kind of thing that
unborn
scares
baby.
me. Yeah. That scares me. That's funny.
Yeah.
And I
What's
also
with the haircut?
Man,
Great flow coming out of
It
the back of
served
the
its time,
helmet.
man. I didn't do a good job taking care of it, and
Okay.
But yeah, this new staff, it got me waking up too early. I didn't have enough time to do my hair before I walked
That's
in
efficient.
there. So yeah, cut it off. Figured it's time to just put my head down into this book and